Mesopotamians are credited with the thought of having 360 degrees in a circle. Also, they came up with measurements for time, such as seconds, minutes, and months. The thought of time led to their calendar. From an astrological standpoint, they built ziggurats, which were observatories. Also, they had 12 zodiac constellations. While the Mesopotamians were at work, the Egyptians, who were not as known in the field of astronomy, had begun work on a calendar of their own. The calendar was created to predict the Nile River flooding and had helped in aligning temples and monuments. Stonehenge was constructed in 2100 BC. Stonehenge was built to show the position of certain events such as solstices, eclipses, and equinoxes. There are 165 points of Stonehenge that showcase different events. The Chinese figured that the Earth actually has 365.2 days instead of 365 days, which gave us a leap year. They studied the Earth's moon and found the 12 lunar months and are on the lunar calendar. Through the constellations, the Chinese created the 12 zodiacs: ox, rat, pig, dog, rooster, monkey, sheep, horse, snake, dragon, rabbit, and tiger. Thales managed to predict the first total solar eclipse. He is also the creator of the Thales theorem, which states if A, B, and C are points on a circle where line AC is the diameter of a circle, then angle ABC is a right angle. Pythagoras created a model of the solar system where the Earth is round and the Earth, Sun, and Moon revolve around the central fire. Also, in the math realm, he created the Pythagorean theorem where A squared plus B squared equals C squared. The Babylonians used the lunar calendar to tell dates, which gave us our synodic periods. They also calculated the planetary positions. Aristotle supported that the Earth was a sphere. Also, planets orbit in a circular motion. Not to mention that falling objects thrown towards the center of the Earth fall towards the center of the Earth. The lunar eclipse shadow is always circular, so you can tell that the Earth is circular. He thought the Earth was the center of the universe. Aristarchus applied geometry to astronomy. He figured he could find the sizes of the moon and the Earth. He realized the universe was much larger than the Earth. He also believed that the Earth orbited the sun. Eratosthenes used geometry to find the circumference of the Earth. He was close to the known size of Earth today. In fact, he was only off by 15%. He used the tower in Alexandria and a pit in Scene to do so. Hipparchus noticed the celestial equator shifts because his work differed 2 degrees from another astronomer of years earlier. He also believed that the moon is equal to 59 Earth radii, and that precision shifts the vernal equinox by 1 degree every 78 years. Mayans aligned their buildings with locations of solstices and equinoxes. Venus was very important to them. They built buildings to indicate where Venus was, and Mayans also knew when Venus would rise and set. Ptolemy managed to predict when planets would be in certain places. He also created a celestial catalog and invented the magnitude system that describes brightness of stars. He believed planets moved in elliptical shapes. Arabs improved calculations for determining planetary positions. They preserved the work of the Greeks. Also, they built more organized observatories that were better equipped. Copernicus came up with the first fully developed heliocentric model. The Earth orbits the Sun and the Moon rotates around the Earth. The Earth rotates to the east on an axis, and the outer planets take longer to orbit the Sun. All planets rotate in the same direction. Brahe opposed the heliocentric model. He improved instruments to observe astronomy with. He had multiple observations of the same event. Because of his observations, he believed that the Earth did not move and the Sun orbits the Earth. Galileo invented the telescope. His findings helped prove the heliocentric theory. He found that stars were actually really far away and that the moon wasn't smooth. He noticed that the Sun rotated. He found Jupiter, and he recorded the phases of Venus. Kepler was appointed to replace Tycho as imperial mathematician and was put in charge of Tycho's data. Kepler had 3 laws. His first law was that planets move in elliptical patterns around the sun. Kepler's second law was that planets move in the same distance in the same time. And Kepler's third law was how planetary motion relates to other planets. Newton came up with the law of inertia, which states objects in motion will stay in motion. He also came up with the law of force. When force acts upon an object, that object reacts with the force. He also came up with the law of action and reaction. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. Edmund Halley cataloged stars. He also created a large star map. He tracked the cycles of comets around the Earth and also discovered Halley's Comet. Einstein created the theory of relativity and also expanded Newtonian mechanics to a larger scale. He calculated the speed of light. He also explained how to observe a phenomena while calculating in gravity, Earth's motion, and the curves of space-time. Niels Bohr created a model of the atom where electrons orbited the nucleus. He worked on the Manhattan Project, which involved nuclear weapons.
In 1945, Wolfgang Pauli helped lay the road to the quantum theory. He also did work with quantum mechanics and the movement of elementary particles. Werner Heisenberg was another key player in quantum physics. He did work with cosmic rays, and he also helped plan the first German nuclear reactor. Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies moved away from each other at a rate related to their distance from one another. This idea is the main reason behind the Big Bang Theory. George Lemaitre is credited with the first formula of the idea of an expanding universe, which later became the Big Bang Theory. Robert Oppenheimer made contributions to the theory of cosmic ray showering and work that led to quantum tunneling descriptions. He also wrote the first papers suggesting the existence of black holes. He later became involved with the Manhattan Project and a secret effort to develop the atomic bomb. Fred Hoyle was the first to coin the term Big Bang, as in the Big Bang Theory, but he did not believe in the Big Bang Theory. He believed in the steady-state model. He also believed that life was transported to this Earth by a comet, and he believed that life appeared on the planet when the two interacted. Penzias and Wilson discovered the cosmic microwave background radiation left over by the Big Bang. This helps support the theory.
Armstrong and Aldrin flew on the Apollo 11 and were the first men to step foot on the moon.